So, for those watching, we're going to dive into today's call with Jenna. She's going to break down her experience inside with us. So, Jenna, give everybody an idea. What do you do for work? Where are you located at?
I am a naval pilot or naval aviator, and I've been doing this for 18 years now. Currently stationed in Texas, but have lived all over, including Hawaii.
Awesome. So, a little background on your fitness journey. So, just give us an idea like, where were you at within fitness wise, health, all that stuff right before you stepped in to jump in this program?
I think I was, well, because I'm 18 years into this, so I was kind of stuck in what I was doing and just making it work, but not seeing part of it might be my age of coming. I turned 40 this past year, but and then the new fitness standards rolled out, which was approaching stuff the same way I had in the past 18 years. And I realized that it just wasn't working. I wasn't getting my goals fast enough. And I figured I needed to find some guidance or program out there. And that's how I found it.
Awesome. So, you try anything like when you said your old things, like give everybody a rundown because I'm sure there's some
Oh,
military women out there that can relate. So, just list away.
I didn't know until coming into this program. I thought like a certain amount of calories was just a normal amount to cut, and I was probably severely under eating. I was not eating enough like macros and anything like that. And I think I would just do if I needed to do a juice fast right before weigh in or tape, or
Mhm.
probably just not obviously not healthy things. I would do it, make tape, and then say, okay, I got it now. But then it was a cyclical program.
Mm.
I think just I wanted to find something different. You're eating quick fixes, sauna visits, whatever you could probably come up with, whatever the trend was, I was probably doing it.
That's very like common with a lot of my military women I talk to. Like, I have heard every diet out there. Someone told me that they did the Beyonce diet, and I was like, I
Oh,
don't even know what that
that's
is.
aggressive.
I'm assuming it is
Probably
aggressive because I was
like
like, huh?
cardio and like an egg and no, I don't.
It's probably something crazy, but like I get on a lot of calls with my military women, and that's the thing is like because of the height to weight, or even just like making tape and all that stuff. Like over the years, you guys just been doing this up and down thing, and long term, like metabolism issues, right? I think we talked
Yeah.
about that too. So, what was your goal when you stepped in? Like, what was the number one driver to
I
find this?
I was
You're
out of
good.
tape standard. So we weren't in a taping period yet, but it was upcoming. I measured myself. That's why I was trying to get there, and I was doing everything that I knew besides like the extreme stuff, which would I saved right before the tape. And I just didn't feel like doing that. So I wanted to make tape the healthy way.
Hmm.
Able to text my friends and stuff like I did it the healthy way this time. I know that sounds probably a little silly, but I think it speaks volumes to the program.
It's hard. I get it. Like we get so many women, and I know you're a mom too. So like over the years, like I get a lot of moms that struggle just because their bodies aren't the same as it was like before you had kids too. So things don't respond the same way is another big thing we see. But like any results, transformations you've seen inside, like since you worked with us?
Yes. Well, obviously, we already said I made tape, but I've also seen a lot of big strength gain, or I'm a lot stronger in what I do. The weights I used
Hmm.
to pick up before 3 months ago, I'm clear, like I'm well past those, and then moving on. And I'm just stronger in everything that I do. And I think that also ties into I have more energy throughout the day. I'm sleeping better. I sent my coach a non-scale victory, wear an Oura ring. And I know, and it gave me a 90-day trend. And my
Yeah.
heart rate had dropped like 7 beats per minute rested and different things like that. So like the data is showing that stuff I can't see on the scale or on the outside, that I'm doing overall health benefits all the way around.
Yeah, so important, especially being in aviation too. Like health is super important for you guys and stress levels. I know you're in like different time zones sometimes. So your body is dealing with like inconsistencies all the time, which affects your sleep, which affects your health, with everything just like falls off because of your profession. But it's good to see like it's helping you like outside of just like obviously the scale and the tape and all that stuff as well. So
Sure.
how'd you feel about value inside since working with us?
I think the value's great. I know it can seem maybe like a big purchase at first, but when I look to see where I'll spend money to get anything to fix,
Mm,
it's money well spent because it's not just band-aid to get me to where I need to be. I have a foundation now going forward. Nutrition. This is a simple example. I thought if I well, this is probably just me, but I thought if I was eating protein at every meal, I was probably eating enough, and I was wildly off. And that's a
yeah.
small example of just everything that you learn. That it's not a band-aid. It's a foundation for the future. It's the easiest.
Okay. And anywhere like, do you notice that the program has helped in other areas of your life that you never really anticipated? I know we dove into health a little bit, but anything else that has improved in the process?
I'm waking up and thinking about my workout, my plan for the day, how I'm going to achieve certain goals. It's not an everyday workout, and there's a way to. That's the other thing. It's flexibility, and you can miss something and still be okay as long as you frame it correctly in the week. That's changed. because maybe it was just like, okay, well, what do I need to get done today? And I probably put myself second a little bit, where this is
Hmm.
focus and maybe learning to put some boundaries down too. So this is more of like a psychological or other social parts of it. I had a lunchtime at work and I knew I had a workout that day scheduled. Probably gonna go have an extended lunch and I'm gonna go work out and my work will be there when we get back if I had that luxury that day, which was
Yeah.
new for me because normally I work. And then if I had time at the end of the day, but someone's always coming in the office and needing something, which I love them and they need to do their jobs too. But I needed to
Yeah.
put professional boundaries, personal boundaries down so I could be a better leader for them.
I think that's so important to like really preface too, because I get so many women in leadership positions come through here, and that's the number one thing I hear like time and time again is like I'm letting other people and other things come before myself and it's affecting me. And the downside of that is like you still have to perform as a leader. Like it's not the stuff isn't changing. So why not just set the boundary? Hey, I'll pick up when I get back. I'll knock this out. And what? Like it's not going anywhere, right? It's like the
Yeah.
military, right? It just keeps on
Yeah.
trucking no matter what. When
Yeah.
you retire, what's going to happen? It's going to keep
Yeah.
going. So,
How it works with going on like missions. I told you I fly, how you work that in. And this program's really good for being flexible to say, hey, I have XYZ coming up. How am I going to make this work? All my meal prep and stuff that I can't do because I have a fridge, but it doesn't even have a freezer part to it. Or how am I going to get a workout done because I have the equipment here, but I don't have it in the hotel gym. And then just framing it also like instead of crew might land and they might all go out to eat, but maybe I'll figure out either a workout in the morning after, and I already have stuff pre-planned, so I don't feel like I have to what everyone else is doing, and then sacrifice again my goals and myself there.
yeah, that's super important because that's another hard thing for a lot of you because
Mhm.
you work with a squad and you guys all go out and it's like the thing to do. But at the end of the day, like you have to ask yourself too, like I can still make this work, but like is it hurting
Yeah.
me or is it helping me at the end of the day and trying to push back that way. So I know we talked about this and I didn't really like sometimes I don't bring this up, but like what people get asked me this all the time, like what makes us so much different. And I know you mentioned like the flexibility, but is there anything you like noticed inside of this program that made it feel a little bit different than maybe other things that you tried over the years?
I would say the focus on me, and also that it's women in the same or similar professions. So it is geared towards that, and that's carried through from like the learning parts to the group chats to whatever support system you need. We're already all coming from the same area, makes it welcoming and easy to use. What's the second part of the question?
Like anything you noticed that was a little bit different, like because that's the one question I get all the time from people is like what makes you
Yeah.
guys so much different, and I know it's because we deal with these crazy professions,
The
but
quick reads on what we're doing. If it's not working in that week or two, the setting the goals, the reattacking of
mm,
nutrition or fitness or whatever it is, whatever my goal is, and the communication, I never felt like I was alone. I know I could reach you. I know I could reach my other coach or Lisa. And then I know
mm,
I also had dual support systems within. So if it wasn't information wasn't there for me, it's well, that's on me because it's all the program's right there ready to help you.
good. That's always a big thing because I think that's a common theme I hear over and over and over again is like, well, what's making you guys so much different? And it's almost like our job is to attack things differently than another program because I feel like so many of you guys, you have to constantly explain like what your job looks like.
Mhm.
You're like, hey, like I am flying 16-hour days. Whereas if you joined another program that was just geared towards like women, like it would be like, what do you mean you're working 16-hour days in like a different time zone? And like, well, can't you bring your food? And you're like,
Yeah.
no, dude, like I'm literally in flight, like stuff like that. Like, do you notice anything?
The human aspect of this program is very important because yes, you can turn to AI and say, hey,
Mm,
here's my information and it'll talk to you and it'll spit it all out. It's what I was doing right before I used the program. And I was seeing some results, but I felt look, it's just a computer, whatever AI is.
yeah.
But no 40-year-old female military me and can talk with me as this program does and gave me some information. But when I compared what it had me doing to what you guys started me, they didn't match. And I think
Yeah.
that was a huge flag for me to be like, okay, well, I must be doing the right thing now because this was leading me down a path. Maybe that wasn't 100% helpful.
And that's the biggest thing is like you can't fake living the life like that. Like that's like human experience is completely different than the computer is going to tell
Mhm.
you. It can like grab from different articles and stuff like that, but it's never been a woman flying over and you're barely awake because you
Yeah,
feel drained and now you have to go to another mission in the morning or something like that. Like nobody
sure.
gets that. And I think that's where we separate ourselves because like yeah, my team, like we've all worked 12 to 48-hour shifts. We know what like long days look like. We've been there. That perfection isn't always going to happen and just teaching you guys to make it work around there. So I guess like last question for you is best piece of advice for somebody listening. Like what would you say that someone is unsure about this program or on the fence, or maybe they're like, hey, I still need more. Just tell me what would like lead them in the path of what you thought based on your experience.
If they're anything like me, they're probably already spending something to find whatever it is to fix, and I would just do it because what I've learned here isn't something that I'm like, okay, program's done. I got to go find the next thing. I'm not gonna do that right now at all because I have a foundation. I have a basic understanding. I don't want to say I'm an
Hmm.
expert coming out of it because you guys provide so much information that I have access to go back and see now or review or just like learning anything. But the knowledge and then the knowledge with fitness, I was doing the same things in the gym, probably was doing cardio at inopportune times that I didn't know before. So knowing how to translate that into on my own, I feel like I've been given the keys going forward, which is really cool.
Hmm.
Oh, and then the nutrition side is huge as well. Understanding like what my macros are, how my metabolism works, so all in all, I came in with one goal and I probably achieved a few others that I didn't even know that I was going to do from personal appearance, strength, non-scale victories, just like like how my heart works and stuff. So if that's not, I don't know how else to convince someone. I would do it again if I was talking to myself. I would say do it. It'll take care of your worries. And then you're not joining for worries. It honestly just makes you a healthier person going forward.
And that's the biggest thing is like we want to build you guys up to make sure you can not just your for your career, but like
Yeah.
retirement. Like I know you got kids and stuff like that. I'm sure you want to keep up with them and feel good and perform. You don't have
Yep.
to stress about that in the future. So
And I'm going to walk into job interviews in the next
exactly.
couple of years. And I don't want, even though the military might not be taping me and doing a physical fitness test, I still want to do this for me and for my family and showing up with like the best product that is me going forward when I meet someone to say, hey, I want to come work for Z.
That's awesome. So, well, thanks again for doing the interview with me, but also trusting us in the process. I know it's always a big thing when you guys step in. You're not really sure till you get in. That's always like what I tell people. People want to know. I'm like, the experience is what you make of it when you step in. So, like, you won't know till you.
And I think one thing I would say too is I haven't done other programs, but the way that you guys were available was huge. I don't know how the algorithm worked that it popped up on my social media. I watched your video, and I think I might have been on a call with you that day.
I think so. The same day,
That
and I was like, "Did you
day
just sign
back
up today?"
and you're like, we got to get moving. And I couldn't believe it went from like an idea at work. I was looking at social media to I was executing this within the first couple of days.
We
So,
weren't playing. I was
yeah.
like, Jenna, like, we need to start tomorrow, and you're like,
Yeah.
okay.
I was like, oh, okay, it's real. And that was huge. Instead of giving me time to look around and see, you guys were right there right away and providing even before I said yes, what this would look like and being honest about it. And I thought that,
Mhm.
that was key.
Perfect. Well, thanks again. Like if anyone's watching this, you got questions, you always do a consultation. I know, crazy. Like we want to make sure we meet you first. When people get so weird about that sometimes, but we want to make sure we're actually explaining things. And I know even with you, Jenna, like I broke down what it would look like before you even stepped in because I wanted to make sure you had a good, well-rounded understanding on how we operate, how my team
Sure.
works, and what the programming entails before you even jumped in. So that's a big part of my process. And so if you're curious, you want something, you want to see what it looks like, just book a call or drop me a message so we can get you moving in the right direction. So thanks again, Jenna.